This is a really tough time, isn't it? This is a really tough time to be in the entertainment business. And those of you that are DJs, it's a really hard time, because if you had stuff on the books for 2020 and even 2021, more than likely most of those things are gone, or they've moved to 2022. So the money that you were expecting is now gone, and it may or may not show up again. And there are companies out there that are just like you, that are suffering right now, okay? And one of the problems that's happening right now is that there are people taking advantage of that. And I'm talking right now, I'm talking about the gear companies. There are gear companies out there that are going out of business. Because they have been holding out and doing all of their business with the DJ world. And sadly, the DJ business was the first company business that was affected by COVID-19, and we'll be the last ones to come back. We all went out of business like that. We all went to making money to making zero money right away. We all went from spending money to spending no money, and worried about when the next gig is coming and whether or not we can make our car payments, our credit card payments, our house payments, feed our children, feed our families. So when all this happened and the gig stopped, we turned the faucet off too. Yeah, I think we needed to. There's a lot of us that needed to. And there are DJ companies that are going out of business, and there are gear companies that are going out of business. Those distributors that have been doing all of their time and energy and work for you to get you great equipment, great service, and at the best prices they can do, making as very little as possible. And still, some of them are having to close their doors. But not all of them. In fact, I'm going to talk about one specific one right now, which is my friend Ben Stowe at Northern Light Effects, NLFX Pro, up in Bemidji, Minnesota. If you've never bought anything from Ben and his people, you're missing out on the kind of excellence in service that these people provide. It is a great company, and it is where I buy my equipment and where I will continue to buy my equipment. But one of the things that these companies have had to deal with even before this is that they will get shopped. In other words, you'll look through their websites, you'll find the things, you'll read all the things that they have, you'll find the greatest prices you can find, and then you will go online and you will find prices $10, $20, $50 cheaper than what you found at NLFX Pro. And then you'll either call them and say, can you match that price? Or you'll just not go with this company. And I understand the idea of going out and getting a bargain, but the kind of bargains that you're getting, $10 off, $50 off at the most I've ever seen, maybe $100 off, that's not helping you. And it is in fact hurting the companies that are standing up for you, especially now, because those companies, the companies that are not, the Ben Stowe and NLFX Pro, they are losing money hand over fist every day that they're open. Every single day they're open. And they decided not to just throw in the towel. There are other companies that have, and I'm not saying that those companies are bad for doing that. There was smart business to just declare bankruptcy or go out of business or sell their inventory, just get out of it. It's not bad, because their margins on what they sell you is really crazy low. I mean, like you shouldn't be in this business kind of low. But the one thing I know about Ben, and I'm sure that there are other companies that can say this right now, but I'm going to tell you about the one I know, Ben Stowe and NLFX Pro, is that these guys, he's losing money and will continue to lose money to stay in business so that when things start up again, he'll be there for you. That'll still be available to you. He'll run that business without a staff to be sure that he can continue to do this for you. Now, that kind of loyalty, I would hope that would get the same kind of loyalty from you. That when you have the money, you spend the money. You don't just try to get a deal. You don't just try to get them to give you better deals. Because the one thing I know about Ben is his margins are crazy. They're unbelievably low. He gives you the best price he can give you. Now, if you go to China, you can do better. Okay, but you're certainly not going to get the service and the loyalty that you're going to get from a Ben Stowe. The kind of guy who will come to your house with equipment. He's done that for me and for other people from a 3-hour drive. Okay, the kind of person that will get back to you at a gig. Okay, and make sure that what he does for you works, and he stands by every single solitary time. Ben has not paid me to do this for you. Ben has not told me that he sponsors my program. Okay, he stands behind me. So I stand behind him. And if you don't know anything about this company, you should reach out. Buy tape from the man if you have to. I just bought a whole bunch of gaffer tape that I don't need right now. Because when I needed things, Ben was there. Okay? So if you have some dollars to spend with a company as loyal to the DJ industry as NLFX Pro is, I would do that. That's just, I know I've spent the entire 6.5 minutes of my show talking about Ben Stowe and NLFX Pro, but I know he wouldn't do it. Somebody's got to. So I'm Bill. This is Creative Licensing. Go spend some money.